Alright. So we got Chille. We got delete Lawz. Uh Denver cop audit. Arrogant cop drives away.
So you're a hunter. You think that this is the appropriate thing for you to do with your life?
This cop is just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
To sit here like this and hide and try to collect revenue for the state or the county.
No, I think what I'm doing is perfectly great.
You think what you're doing is perfectly great? Like parking your car like this? You don't need to park like that. There's no emergency. You could have parked just like a normal human being. But you parking like this makes you the center. And you shouldn't be. You should have as little intrusion into the public as possible. But instead of that, what you've done is you've
not even looking at Chille, just being like, what are you fucking talking about?
It's all about you and what you're doing.
Answer me this: by setting up checkpoints, how is that harming?
That's Nazi. Do you think you think checkpoints are?
That's Nazi. Making sure people aren't drunk driving, that's literally Hitler's job.
Okay.
Checkpoints.
You don't do checkpoints.
I think checkpoints are okay. Yes.
How you swore to uphold the Constitution, though, man?
I'm also
Oh, but where does the Constitution say checkpoints?
sworn to uphold the law.
Because in America, you're supposed to be able to travel down the road without having to turn your papers over to your government or have your chemicals checked. It's a Nazi thing.
The Constitution guarantees you a right to travel, not a right to not, not a right to not provide a license.
So you would rather have someone drive down the road that's intoxicated,
Yes.
potentially kill you or your
Yes.
Yes.
I would rather have dangerous freedom than a police state.
Okay. I mean, he's got ideals and he's sticking to them. I found him hiding. Is he hiding, or did he just buy dinner and he's eating in his car?
Because if you're coming down the road right here, you can't really see him because he's hiding behind this building right here. But the ironic part is that you can see him just barely if you look. If you're driving down this road right here, then this guy's hiding right here behind this building, and this is.
He does kind of look
Officer,
like
what are
Humpty
you guys
Dumpty,
doing? How are
actually.
you guys doing tonight? Okay. I have a channel called Delete Lawz. I film cops and I ask them questions. I'm just curious. What are you doing?
running traffic.
Running traffic. But you're hiding. You're
Yeah,
hiding.
can't sit on the roadway.
He's just tired, man. It's probably like the end
Maybe
of
you're
his
not aware
work
how
week.
horrible the relations are between citizens and police.
No,
Right.
I do.
This is a huge reason. This is. I mean, because people are coming down this road here, and then he's hiding behind a building, and you can the black, the white. It's just. I mean, you don't see a fundamental problem with what you're doing as a human being right now. You don't
No.
see a fundamental problem.
No, I don't.
Okay.
That's not what I'm doing. It's
Also-
perfectly great.
You think
Well,
what you're doing is perfectly great.
I did it again. Okay, let's get
You
into
minimize.
what I am drinking tonight. Tonight, we have Elysian Contact Haze IPA and Elysian Super Fuzz. At the same time, it is recommended on the box that I bought that you mix them to make a contact fuzz. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. I'm a fool. Let's keep going. I don't usually like IPAs, but Elysian is not a bad brewing company. I pour like Hillary Clinton. When was the last time Hillary Clinton poured a beer? Come on. He does film the fuzz, that is true. Why do people call cops the fuzz? Yeah, I don't know, actually. Why do people call them that? Now, if I had a regular you know, beer mug, I would have poured it properly, but this is a square container. I can't exactly, like, tilt it the correct way. Yeah, I bet Zepp knows why they call him the Fuzz. Since he, you know, is the Fuzz and all. That is a foamy beer. That is a frothy boy. Love a frothy boy. Mmm. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Yes, here's your Guinness. One part beer, 4 parts foam. Thank you, Hillary. I can't believe we didn't make you the president. How could she have lost? When she's got so many skills and life experience. She's so normal and down to earth. She's absolutely not a lizard in a skin suit. Absolutely not. No one has ever thought that she was, actually. She's never been accused of that. She's never laid an egg. She's never eaten a baby.
Accident right here.
So you're here to save people's lives?
Yeah, actually I did just save someone's life in that intersection last week.
You did?
So,
Well, tell your story, man. I mean, you got the mic. What happened? You saved someone's life?
I did.
What was the story?
Auto versus pedestrian. Car speeding down the road, hit a pedestrian. Had to do CPR in the middle of the road.
You did that last week?
I did, last Wednesday.
Well, thank you for doing that for another human being.
By sitting here, I can observe vehicle speeding.
Chille talks like such a fucking weird robot man sometimes.
Running that red light. So, yeah, I feel sitting here is doing a good job for the citizens.
I don't know. I think what would do a better job, just you know, to play devil's advocate here, if you pulled
Chille
out
with an E.
2 feet and just turned on your cherries, and then people would realize that, you know what, you could hit someone on the road here, and then a man may have to give another man CPR in the streets.
Yeah,
if you just alerted people,
I'm blocking the sidewalk.
you could turn your cherries on right there where you are, or just your emergency lights to flash back and forth, and everybody would be able to see there was a cop sitting here. And you know what they would do then? They would slow down their driving so you wouldn't have to hit somebody in the street over here, and you wouldn't have to give CPR.
Okay, well, I actually have to go make a traffic stop, so I appreciate what you're doing, sir.
Okay.
You have a safe night, okay?
You too. Well, what he doesn't understand is that he's got to make a traffic stop, and I have an audit to do.
Oh my god, no, Chille, you fucking retard, what are you doing?
How you doing?
Just fucking chugging as fast as he can.
Oh, what happened? What happened?
I'm getting him off the roadway.
I don't have enough drama in this upload yet. I need to chase after the cop. Oh my god. Is this dude drunk? Let's find out.
You good?
Now he's gonna start doing the whole like, oh, don't answer any questions. If he asks you anything, just don't respond. Just plead the fifth. Da 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 da. Isn't this impeding? You're thinking of impeding a criminal investigation. It's not. Currently, I think it's only impeding if Chille like is physically forcing them apart, like trying to stop them physically.
I'll be right back with you, okay?
I'm sure.
Pulled you over. Speeding?
No, I made a mistake. I turned right where I should have turned.
I'm sure this guy appreciates having his face and license plate on the internet after being pulled over. I'm sure he consent it to this upload.
I just turned right. I probably should have done.
You turned right?
Yeah.
Oh, so it was a moving infraction or something?
Just the turn.
Just the turn itself? I just saw you driving and I didn't know.
Yeah, we're fine.
Well, you're.
So I appreciate you.
We're gonna be fine until you get involved and start harassing the officer and make him angry.
Yeah, I appreciate. You know, you always just want to make sure you always film cops. Always, 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 because you just never know what you're gonna get. You know. And so it's like, you know, there's, you want to think that there's some good. See, like, it's like this stuff right here, right? Is this business open? So like, it's like stuff like this, like, it's crappy things like this that just make people super, super mad. And I just don't understand it. Because is this? It's like stuff like that. It just drives.
It's just stuff like
drives
that.
Citizens crazy.
It's stuff like this that makes people hate First Amendment auditors. When you know, just start making really weird passive-aggressive comments all the time about everything.
You know, like I was telling this man, like parking your car like this, you don't need to park like that. There's no emergency. You could have parked just like a normal human being. But you parking like this makes you the center. And you shouldn't be. You should have as little
dude from
intrusion
pulling out
into the
and running
public
away
as possible. But instead of that, what you've done is you've parked your car in the middle of the roadway in front of a business, and it's all about you and what you're doing. There's plenty of parking spaces right down there. Why
Is
don't you
the
just pull over
business
there?
even open?
Hey, officer, I want to ask you one more question real quick before you go. So when do we bridge the gap here?
I can't hear you. One second.
What are you talking about?
So he can. I'll meet you right over there.
Sure, I'll talk to you.
This video, I really don't like the way these fucking flashing lights look on camera.
I'm Chille. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Joey. Nice to meet you. So you know, I'm against police. I'm against cops. Okay. I think that cops are the problem in our culture. The problem in our society.
I should be allowed to drunk drive as much as I want. It's so true. Drunk drivers. It's just going back to what we discussed last time. Drunk drivers are so oppressed.
Society and so
The First
what I've been trying
Amendment
to do lately,
guarantees
trying to
the right to drunk driving.
have some common ground with you guys. You know, because it's me just saying F you, I hate you. It's not doing any good.
Correct.
We've been saying it for 20 years. Nothing's changing. Do you know?
Yeah.
So like, when do we bridge the gap and you guys start to realize that just hiding and pulling us over, or giving DUIs or setting up checkpoints and stuff like that, you know?
Chille, if you got a DUI, that's you committing a crime. You committed a crime. You endangered the lives of other people because you wanted to drunk drive. Like, in this day and age, you have so many options available to you that aren't take DUIs. I don't doubt that he does. He just really, really, really likes to advocate for DUIs. I don't know for a fact that he has a DUI on his record. I think we could Google it, though. Let me see. Chille de Castro DUI. YouTuber Chille de Castro. On Tuesday evening, a YouTuber who has been in Ironton talking to residents about issues related to law enforcement was arrested by police after he refused to leave the Ironton city center. Okay. Okay. He was arrested and charged with resisting arrest, disorderly contact, and criminal trespassing. Okay. Earlier in the day, he filed lawsuits. Yeah. Okay. He was a no-show for his pretrial hearing. I think we actually have some YouTube videos pulled up that wanna educate us about Chille some more, so maybe we'll watch
We're not
those
creating
today.
a society where we want to work together. We're against you now.
We live in a society.
Answer me this. By setting up checkpoints, how is that harming?
That's Nazi. Because in America, you're supposed to be able to travel down the road.
Buddy, Nazi is a noun, not an adjective.
Without having to turn your papers over to your government or have your chemicals checked. It's a Nazi thing.
So you would rather have someone drive down the road that's
No.
intoxicated
Yes.
to potentially kill you or your
Yes. I would rather have dangerous freedom than a police state. And so the
My inability to drunk drive means that we live in a police state.
idea that you swore to uphold the oath to the Constitution.
That's
family.
great. That's
Someone's in
wild.
Violation of the law by driving over a legal limit while intoxicated.
The
That's
noun,
not the
verb,
Constitution. The
adjective,
Constitution is that we have
pronoun.
the right to
Yeah, my pronouns are Nazi, Nazi self. You know, it's a neo-pronoun thing. You have to respect
travel
that.
freely in the United States. That you and I can travel freely without having to stop and be checked by government agencies.
Okay, but
That-
if you're breaking the law.
But I'm not breaking the law. A Nazi
You're right.
check.
That's why I'm talking to you.
Right,
You're not breaking the
yeah,
law.
I'm not breaking, and I'm treating you good. I don't agree with what you do. I don't agree with your occupation. I don't agree with police at all. I've openly said I'm versus you.
So just like this guy that just ran the red light.
But did he hurt anybody?
Potentially, that car was about to pull him out.
But he did.
Again, officer making a very coherent argument for why we police traffic. Because fear acts as a preventative for people doing severely, dangerous things.
Didn't hurt anybody. I don't know if I
Not
don't.
at that time.
Right, but this idea of
Get
law
off
enforcement.
my
You didn't
lawn.
sign a law enforcement agreement.
My pronouns are shut the fuck up, get off my lawn. My politics are I just want to grill.
You signed a peace
So
officers.
what do you do for a job?
Oh,
This is it. I'm going to
Okay,
change
well, I
this
don't-
country. I'm going to.
They would shoot him,
Say
yes.
you don't respect my career. I
Okay,
don't
so-
respect
that's kind of like a major policy of the Nazis was shooting people. So I think they would shoot him, yes.
you do.
No,
but
what I'm gonna
still
do is
trying
end-
to talk to you.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
a civil manner, right?
Yeah, I haven't called you any names. I haven't
Right,
been,
and I haven't called you any
I haven't
names.
yelled or cursed.
He's
What
also
I'm saying to you is
Hispanic.
you're not
I
a
don't
law
think that the
enforcement,
Nazis
you're a
would have been super
peace
accepting
officer.
of that.
You are a peace officer. You did sign a peace officer's agreement. That's your certificate, right? So law enforcement comes from the war on drugs and the war on prohibition. And we're still living through this prohibition war, and you think it's okay to set up Nazi checkpoints. Do you think you think checkpoints
I
are
don't do
okay?
checkpoints.
You don't do
Do I
checkpoints.
think checkpoints are okay? Yes.
How you swore to uphold the Constitution though, man.
I'm also a
What part of the Constitution forbids traffic stops or checkpoints?
swore to uphold the law.
Right, but checkpoints are against the law. The
No, they're not.
Constitution is the premier law of the
Can you
land.
show me where it's against the law?
Absolutely, we have the right to travel freely in the United States of America. There are dozens.
Yes, you have the right to travel. No one is stopping you from traveling. You do not have the right to any manner of travel. Just because you have a right to freedom of travel does not mean that you are allowed to get on an airplane without paying. It doesn't mean that you can do whatever you want. You are taking the broadest impossible, most erroneous interpretation of constitutional law and just saying, no, yeah, this is how it works. This is how it works. I don't need a license. I don't need anything. I can just travel. That's not true. If you could just travel, driver's licenses would be illegal. That would just be the way that it is.
Dozens of Supreme Court cases that say that.
Well, I appreciate your time tonight.
listen,
Unfortunately, I do have a job that I have
you-
to be doing.
you-
I decided to take a couple minutes to at least.
But you like this job.
interact
You think
with
that you think it's going good.
I love it.
Do you think that the interaction between citizens and police is going positive?
I do, especially with how I police. With my department, I would say our interaction with the community is great.
How do you say
Mountain View?
Mountain View. Listen, I
And
hope.
here, let me explain why I feel that.
Why are you always in some random fucking town that no one's ever heard of, Chille? Do you just, drive from 500-person town to 500-person town and harass their 5 cops every day?
Sure.
What other agency do you know in the state that actually every month has a community relation event?
When is it?
This week, we're actually doing it Saturday. We're doing a back-to-school drive
Where?
Just a couple weeks, right down here at
That's
town of
cute.
Mountain View. 4176.
The town of Mountain View, 4176 what?
Benton.
Benton?
Yep. So we do a back to school drive. We've done free car washes for fathers on Father's Day. We've gave away bikes to kids in the community.
This is all cute. This is cute stuff. The cops in this little small town are just, their whole job, that there's fucking 500 people in this town. Their whole job is to make sure fucking Joe like doesn't drive drunk, and fucking Betsy's not on her fucking opioids while she's, you know, grocery shopping. You know, what's up, Marcella? We're doing this guy again. We're doing fucking delete Lawz again. You know, they have a very limited scope of duties. They don't have to deal with murder. They don't have to deal with violent crime. They're just, you know, members of the community. They're giving free bikes to kids. They're doing back to school shit. They're doing, you know, they're just positive impacts on the community. And then Chille drives into town and is like, I hate all cops. I'm going to murder all cops with my YouTube channel.
National Night Out to bring the community.